What's going on, Wana?
I'm Sinai.
And I'm Auntie Shani.
Welcome to Growing Up Gooding.
Here on Growing Up Gooding, we explore Caribbean culture through food and conversation. If you want to continue to explore with us, please hit the subscribe button. When you do this, all of our videos show up in your subscription feed. And when you hit the notification bell, you get notified every time we upload a new video. And then when you hit the like button, you tell YouTube that you like what you're seeing and that they should share it more. So let me give you a second to do each one of those things. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. Thank you. Now let's get to today's episode.
Today, to kick off the soup series, we are going to be making sancocho with Auntie Carla.
Last year we started off learning about soup
Jus Moon.
We still need Auntie Steph to come back and show us how to make that. But this year, we are going to be on the other side of the peninsula. Of course, Haiti neighbors the Dominican Republic, and they have a soup that they make for special occasions as well. This dish has originated in Spanish Canary Islands and African tropics, and was brought to the New World through the slave trade. It is popular in several Latin American countries, with different variations depending on the origin of the cook. But let's hear from our resident Dominican expert. Welcome, Auntie Carla.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Auntie Carla, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Carla Ovalle. I was born in the Dominican Republic. I came to the U.S. when I was about 5-6 years old. I've been here ever since. Still have plenty of family there. I currently live in Philadelphia.
Awesome. So we talked a little bit about the Dominican Republic, often referred to as the DR, in our flags episode a while back. I'll drop that link in the bio. But can you tell us a little bit about the Dominican Republic?
Sure. So the Dominican Republic is in the Caribbean, as we know. Population is around 10.8 million people, so almost 11 million people. The capital is Santo Domingo. And according to some history books, it's the first place where Christopher Columbus landed on his wayward trip to the East Indies and ended up in the Caribbean, and the rest is history.
Santo Domingo is what Dominican Republic used to be called, right? Was it once named Santo Domingo?
So on the French side, it was Saint Domingue, and on the Spanish side, it was Santo Domingo. So yeah, at one point, the whole part of the country was called Santo Domingo and then changed to the Dominican Republic.
Awesome. Can you tell us what we will need for sancocho?
Sure. So it all depends on how you prepare it. Some people like to use different kinds of meats and different kinds of vegetables. For the most part, it's always going to have a lot of meat, a lot of root vegetables, and herbs and spices. For the root vegetables, you're going to have yautía, auyama, plátanos, and yuca. And you can't forget the corn. For meats, a lot of people use pork, some people use chicken and beef. My personal favorite is smoked pork chops. And for the herbs and spices, you're gonna, of course, use salt, pepper to taste, and you're gonna have cilantro, but then you're also gonna have this wide version of cilantro called culantro, which we also call achiote. So there's so much variation that you can use a lot of different herbs and spices and a lot of different meats and veggies for it.
Nice. Let's get started.
Sofrito?
Yeah, what are the ingredients?
So again, some variation, but sofrito is always gonna have cilantro, onions, like the yellow onions. Some people also use red onions together. Some people like to finely chop red peppers, salt, chicken bouillon, garlic. Really simple. And the cool thing about it is that honestly, rarely will you find any two sofritos that are identical, So it's really like one popular thing to do is like once you blend it to like dip your finger and be like, because it's different every time.
Yes. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to cut onion.
Yeah, although there is the tip. Apparently, if you wet a paper towel, squeeze it and then put it on top of your cutting board as you're cutting the onion and maybe angle yourself away, it's supposed to mitigate. Maybe not entirely eliminate, but I have heard and I've used it myself and it works, especially with red onions, because I feel like red onions are way more like, That looks beautiful, Sinai. Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful color.
Thank you. I think it's a really ugly color, but okay.
So wait, did you taste it?
No. I
So
don't
yeah,
want
so
to.
now that it's blended, open it and just like either with like a spoon or your finger, it's a couple times. Give it a taste and see if like there's anything that's missing from it, like if it's like too garlicky or too oniony.
Us.
Get it together.
I'm sorry. I'm not good with onion, okay?
Oh my
That's
god,
it,
the
Leah.
drama.
Drama.
Yes.
Too much onion?
Yes.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna put in a little bit more cilantro. We're gonna try
Okay.
to soften that up, and maybe a little bit of water to just sort
Okay.
of mellow it out.
All right.
Or-
Give me 1 second, please.
Okay. This shenanigans right here. Is next level.
It helps.
I didn't know that goggles were a part of the kitchen tool kit.
It is, okay? When you are cutting onions and there's too much onion, you have to put them on.
Wow.
When your mortal enemy is onion and you have a swim match it too.
How long does sancocho take once everything is in the pot?
When you have parties and stuff, that it's just in the background, right? It's just like it's cooking, it's just there. So I mean, yeah, I think it could take anywhere from 2 hours to, as long as you want to leave it on there and for the stuff to start falling apart. I don't know.
I remember fondly. That's exactly what happened the first time I had it. It was New Year's Eve, and I decided to celebrate in Jersey with the bestie, and all the family was there. We had Abuela and Tia Mara and Tio Domingo. Anyway, the whole family was there, and we was just drinking, having a good old time, and the soup was going in the background. You just smell the house getting better and better.
Yes,
And then it came
it
out
smells
and
so good.
I lost my mind, and I was like, what is this? Yeah, good time.
So it takes 2 hours to boil.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So I mean, again,
That's-
you also keep in mind that you want all the flavors to come together, right? And that takes a little bit more time. So, yeah.
Do all of the soups take this long?
Soups be taken. Let's discuss soup in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
In America, soup is generally a very light broth. It might have a few vegetables or noodles and chicken. In the West Indies, your soup is a full meal. It's going to have the proteins, the carbs, the fats. It's going to have
Starch.
the whole pyramid, the whole food pyramid in it. And so it takes a while to cook. It takes a while to eat, and it takes a while to digest.
Okay. So what else do we have to do?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What's the next step?
Okay. So now that we have our sofrito, we can actually start to cook our meat. And that way the meat can be cooking in one pot while we prepare all the other stuff for the stock and for the vegetables and everything.
So, smaller, medium pot for the meats.
Meats, yeah.
Big
Yeah.
old
Big old pot for the sancocho. Mm-hmm.
A lot of preparing and stuff. Huh.
Because sancocho is usually made for like special occasions and for large groups of people, you usually have a lot of the stuff prepared the day before, right? So like you're gonna have a lot of your meats already prepared, like they're cleaned, they're seasoned, and they're pretty much ready to just like go in the pot the next day, or the day that you're cooking it. So
Yes.
let's get a big bowl so we can start cleaning it. First thing you're gonna want within arm's reach is your cutting board, your clean cutting board, and your knife, because you're gonna need to cut some of that stuff up.
Yes.
So yeah, I would cut everything into square chunks. Mhm.
See, this is why I'm a pescatarian.
Yeah, guys. So Sanaa is a pescatarian. Again,
And they're having me deal with these meats.
she's.
I'm surprised.
How,
What do you mean?
When did we restart our pescatarian journey?
Well, we restarted it about a couple days before New Year's.
Okay. And what invited us to start the pescatarian?
Animals, environment, more like that. More healthy.
I commend you. I don't think a lot of people know that eating meat is harmful to the environment, especially cows, beef, methane,
Indeed.
all that.
The farming practices are harmful for the environment too.
Yes, that's right. All the water usage and all this stuff.
Why aren't you using all the rest of that pork and stuff?
Because I'm a pescatarian and
Not
that's
part of the
what I found
lifestyle.
Huh?
So it's not part of the lifestyle.
Oh, what's that on top that I bought? You're not using that?
This stuff? No.
That beef?
I'm not using this. I can use it if you want me to. I'm not gonna eat it.
You're not gonna eat any of this. We are, so let us eat it.
Growing up in a Black household.
The truth. All right. Well, I mean, if we have the resident cutter in there, then cut the pork.
Yeah,
You don't have to touch it.
We got our meats in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're gonna clean the meat. So if you have vinegar or some more of that lime juice.
I have the vinegar.
Okay, that's good. Put some salt in there. Remember that sofrito mixture that you had? So if you could grab a spoonful of the sofrito mixture and put it inside the meat and then massage it, that would be awesome.
Oh, I need my goggles.
This girl is
I see the judgment. Don't do it. It's very rude.
You're wild.
See the judgment.
All right.
All right. So now once you're done massaging the sofrito into the meat, then we're gonna prepare that pot that you took out. And we're gonna put the meat on as soon as posible.
So do you put some oil in the pan and just let it?
Oil and sofrito, and let that get hot. Let the oil get hot. If you have vegetable oil, I would prefer that. Actually, for this, some of the sofrito, because then you're gonna use the other part for the sancocho too. It's gonna go in all three places.
Awesome.
Yeah. And again, this is a sort of thing where if you're gonna use most of it on your meat, that's also fine, because again, like, you want the meat to be like as well seasoned as possible. So in this case, because the meat is seasoned overnight, we can leave it in the meat. So let's put just like a little bit of water, like a quarter of a cup, and then cover your meat. I would start at a higher temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna do that, keep an eye on it so the meat doesn't stick. Give it an occasional sort of checkup, and
Okay.
sort of move the meat around and stuff, just to make sure that everything is cooking evenly.
Okay.
All right. So we got the meats on.
Meats are on.
Everybody got the meat on. All right. So now this is the part where it's gonna be a lot of chopping. You're gonna peel your yuca, plátanos, yautía, and your auyama. If you don't have one of those, then skip it. All right, so let's start peeling and chopping these guys.
A little peek at your meats and give them a stir.
Okay.
Oh, yes. And if the water's running low, or if it's like getting a little dry in there, then add some water.
Okay. I need my goggles.
You know what? I think I'm going to Photoshop a pair of goggles onto the Dominican flag, and instead of the coat of arms, just put the goggles, and it'll be like the nice representation of DR.
Yikes.
Thank you.
I actually learned that Dominican Republic is the only flag in the world that has the Bible on.
Yes, Bible with 2 different types of greeneries and an actual cross in a lot of renditions too.
Ah.
You'll have the Bible, the cross, and the 2 things, and then the coat of arms or the words. Dios, Patria, Libertad.
Which mean what again?
They mean God, country, and liberty.
I hope everybody remembers that from the flags episode, and if you don't, you should check out the
Patria is like nation. I guess nation. I don't know why I said country.
What kind of music is appropriate to listen to when we're making things?
A great question. So because sancocho is usually prepared for large gatherings, you can feed a lot of people at the same time with sancocho. You want to have something festive playing in the background. So I love merengue, a little bit of bachata. Everybody knows, Romeo and Aventura. Can't go wrong there. So yeah, always like a little bit of bachata to set the mood. Can't hurt.
So, question.
Yes.
Is sancocho only used for like New Year's and celebrations, or is it used for other things too?
So yeah, you can make a sancocho for any special occasion, not just for New Year's or the holidays. But the reason why it's usually reserved for like larger gatherings and for special occasions is because, as you can tell, it's a lot of meat cutting and vegetable chopping and a lot of prep work and a lot of stuff, considerations that go in there. So it's definitely not like a easy weeknight dinner. Okay, so now that all the veggies are chopped up, and we're gonna get ready to set up our pot where everything is gonna go, where the sancocho itself is going to start cooking. So you're gonna take your remaining sofrito that you have in your blender, and you're going to pour that into your big pot with some more oil, and you're going to put that on medium heat. We don't want it to get super duper duper hot. We just want it to sort of get a little warm because you don't want to burn your sofrito. So the next step is to put your veggies in your water. The one thing that you do want to keep in mind when you're adding the water is that you don't want to add too much, because remember that we're going to be adding the meat that's in the other pot into this bigger pot, and it's going to raise the water level, So just keep in mind how much water you're putting in there. You could always add more. I don't like to take out too much, because at that point you're kind of, you're getting rid of the good stuff that's already there. So by this point, our sofrito should be nice and warm. So let's go ahead and add our veggies. And immediately right after that, also let's add our water. I didn't want to depress you, because I was going to tell Sanai that once the water was boiling to put her smoked meats in there. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do that though, just to make Auntie mad.
So now's a good time to check if your water's boiling. It should be.
Mine's boiling. What do I do?
Okay, so Sanai, since you are the chosen one with these smoked meats,
Even though I don't eat meat.
esa es la vaina más buena del sancocho. All right,
Okay.
You're gonna take your smoked meats and you're gonna put them in your water.
Okay. In the meat one, right?
No, in the other one, where the veggies are. So now's a good time to check on your meat. See if you can grab a little piece that's already cooked and see what's missing, if it needs any salt, pepper. And we're gonna go over there with some adobo and some salt and pepper and just sprinkle it to taste. Okay, so we're checking on the meats. This color on the meat is so good. That is like a really good color for sancocho in general. So when we add this to the pot with the veggies and everything, which is why we, didn't put a lot of water in the one with the veggies, this is gonna look great. It's gonna look really good.
Okay. So I have to put this all in there.
Yeah. Wait, so let's take a step back here before we hurt ourselves. Let's take a one of those like big spoons and start to then like transfer over the meats. And then once the meats are out of the pot, then take the pot and pour it into the...
Oh, you don't like the living dangerously just...
I do not like the risk of burning and splashing boiling waters.
If you must.
Let's go check on the pot of sancocho, because now it's like everything is together. We officially have the groundwork and pretty much the place for the sancocho. So let's go check it out. See how high the water level is. If it's kind of high, leave it open, no lid. If it's, a little bit lower, then yeah, put the lid on just to get it sort of, boiling in there. Okay, so at this point, you've combined your meats with your veggies and everything. And what's in the pot is now officially sancocho. You've got a sancocho going on your stove. Everything's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, we did it.
We made it, mama.
Thank you, Auntie Carla, for being the first to actually have me on this side. Usually I am steering Sanai and a friend on how to make something, but now I'm on the other side learning how to make something, which is also very cool.
It's awful, isn't it?
It's not awful.
I'm joking.
Following someone else's instructions. Well, now that I'm officially on the auntie side of the equation, Sanai, in the Dominican Republic, when we're addressing our aunts and uncles and other family members, we greet them by saying bendición tía. In my case, auntie is for tía. If it were mommy or papi, you would say bendición mami. But it's essentially saying, give me your blessing. And then my response to you is, God bless you. So since I'm officially on the auntie side, you would have to tell me, bendición tía, and then I would respond.
Bendición tía. Can't say it. Bendición tía.
Dios te bendiga, mi hija. So at this point, we're also just gonna check the color on the sancocho, because we always wanna make sure that it's sort of like a darker, sort of like, as it's cooking, it's like a little bit yellow. The end product is usually more like a darker color. The consistency is also like pretty thick, right? Because the veggies and the meats have been kind of stewing for a while.
Okay.
I'm taking a look. Okay, Sanai, this is wonderful. So you actually have a good problem. The color looks great. This needs some water. So now you actually get to sit down. The only thing you're gonna have to do is just check up on your sancocho. Just make sure that, you bring it up to a boil, then bring it down to a medium simmer. And yeah, just wait for the magic to happen. It's probably gonna take about an hour or so. There could be several different ways of consuming it. So if it's more of like a thicker broth and that's how you enjoy it, then go for it. If it's on the lighter side and you prefer that, then go ahead and enjoy it like that too.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by today, Auntie Carla, to show us how to make sancocho. Look forward to getting it in our bellies.
It's gonna take a while.
Yes.
Maybe, put on your favorite show on Netflix. Maybe watch some more YouTube channels. Maybe rewatch some of your previous episodes.
Right.
Watch some more Growing Up Getting.
Our channel, please.
Yes.
But yes, thank you so much. We look forward to our delicious meal, and thank you for teaching us about the VR.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. I love this channel. I'm a fan.
She's just saying that because she loves me. And I love her. All right, well, that's it for this episode. Tonight, tell them what they got to do.
So you have to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with your friends.
Please and thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Both of your sancochos.
Milk and water mixed together. Can you?
There you are.
Is that a yes or no?
That's a yes. What was the question?
What next
What?
time can we make milk and water together and see what it makes?
Yes, absolutely.
What?
Yesterday.
Because inquiring minds should always be fed and encouraged.
No,
She's like, but not his.
not him. He will remember next time we're recording. They're like, why aren't you guys doing it? And I'm like, dude.
Hold on. Hey.
You hear him?
Oh,
It sounds like a baby.
Yeah. Which I have to let him finish. Anyway, yeah, so the
I'm gonna let you finish, but
let you that's exactly how it is. Yeah, I gotta let him finish.
Hi, Daddy. Are you judging my goggles?
Oh. You know,
I feel judgment.
only from me.
This is a safe space.
Auntie.
This is a goggle safe space.
Oh,
Not to Auntie.
Ah, she don't know about that goggle life.
no.
I listen. Trust yourself. Watch, you'll see. When we get to the corn, you'll see. I promise you won't get hurt. And if you do, then I will apologize.
Did you get the chicken bouillon?
Bouillon.
Bouillon.
Oh, I thought she was doing that on purpose. I'll have an R in the middle. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Not really.
All the
Your
variations.
I cannot roll my R's.
Me neither.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, maybe the next episode of Growing Up Gooding could be rolling your R's.
Apparently, we need a lesson because neither one of us can do it.